For years, there has been a debate about whether or not athletes at service academies should be allowed to go pro and defer their service. This December, a new bill prohibiting just that was amended after public outcry surrounding rising football star Andre Carter II.
Yeah, and here to take us through this debate and how new legislation will affect the future of service academy athletes is former Marine and co-founder of Divine Sports Entertainment, Ryan Williams-Jenkins. Ryan, thank you so much for being with us today. President Biden hasn't yet signed this bill into effect, but he has said that he will. Andre Carter II will get a chance to go pro, but other student athletes who joined after June 1st, 2021, they won't. What does the revision of this bill mean for Carter and for the future?
Yeah, so the revision of the bill is very, I would say, very big for Carter. But I also think it's going to be big for other academy athletes down the road because it shows that our legislators are willing to support our student athletes. So I think that this bill is a step in the right direction. And I think it's also important to note that this bill is looked at every year, right? So this is an omnibus appropriation bill, which is a spending bill. So it's looked at every year. So there is opportunity for it to change.
And Ryan, there's so much buzz around Carter, and you know this, he's poised to have an incredible career. How do you think his pro career and his military service will affect each other?
Yeah, so I think his pro career is going to affect his military service positively. So he's going to have an opportunity to go out and really be the face of the military in a lot of towns that he ends up in. And I think that's really the benefit of our service academies, embracing these student athletes to go on and play professionally.
And you've been talking about this a lot last year in 2021. In fact, you joined us right here to weigh in on this same issue. But you were talking about Cameron Kinley back then. How's Cameron doing now?
Cameron's doing great, and he's doing exactly what I'm speaking about. You know, he had an opportunity to play with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now he's serving our country, and he's doing a lot of public speaking, very engaged in the community, and that's what it's all about. These guys, men and women, they don't want to get out of their service commitment. They just want an opportunity to pursue their dream playing professional sports, and then also pursue their dream serving in our nation's military.
And I love, Ryan, what you were saying about the marketing capacity that there could be with more of this going on, to have more of these military representatives in all the different communities. Given the different expectations for service academy students, what do you think that Congress and school officials need to consider for these athletes?
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in the sports world today with NIL, name, image, and likeness, and just a lot of other things. For our schools to continue to compete at the highest levels, this is something we're going to have to consider. And I know we have a lot of brotherhood and sisterhood members that I've talked to, lawyers, people that work in the sports world that want to help stand up a program for our armed services. So I think it's just something we got to sit down at the table and come up with a plan, a marketing plan for our service members that do play sports at the academies.
Ryan, while you're talking about NIL, the name, likeness, image, in 2021, the NCAA actually began allowing collegiate athletes to profit off their name, likeness, and image. But service academy students, they still can't do that. Where do you stand on this issue?
Yeah, so I think you got to look at the economic impact, right? If we're just looking at the Army-Navy game, there's about a $30 million economic impact. That's one game. You know, these student athletes are doing a lot for the economy, a lot for the schools, but they're not able to benefit. And not only that, they're committing to serve our country and potentially lay down their lives. And I think the least we can do is allow them to, benefit off their name, image, and likeness in college. And not only that, it's going to benefit us as academies to remain prestigious, right? To remain competitive when it comes to collegiate sports. With the new playoff system going to 12 teams, if you're able to actually implement an NIL policy, we're actually going to be able to be competitive and potentially be in those games, right? Be in the New Year's games. And I think that's just a great marketing campaign. There's a lot of strength behind supporting the NIL initiative, especially at service academies.
All right, Ryan Williams-Jenkins, always such a pleasure to have you here on GMA3. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Well, hey.
Hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.